Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It is Julie here with your TipRanks pre-market morning update, where we're bringing you everything you need to know before the market opens. So let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back and thank you all so much for being here. This morning we'll be taking a look at exciting stock market news, a bunch of notable earnings reports this week as earnings season really kicks off, and we'll see which stocks are the morning's biggest gainers and losers. Don't forget to follow us over on TikTok under the username TipRanks and check out TipRanks TV for some great exclusive stock series as well. Now let's jump right into this morning's exciting stock market news. U.S. stock futures are in the red this morning as investors brace for an interest rate hike tomorrow of 0.75%. Currently, Dow futures are down 0.35%, S&P 500 futures down 0.38%, and NASDAQ futures down 0.45%. Walmart is rocking the markets. The stock dropped nearly 10% after the company announced they were cutting their profit outlook for the second quarter and full year. They're expected to report their second quarter earnings mid-August. They warned about shifting consumer preferences towards necessities propelled by record high inflation levels with no relief in sight. Commenting on the issues, the president and CEO said that the increasing levels of food and fuel inflation are affecting how customers spend, and while we've made good progress clearing hardline categories, apparel in Walmart US is requiring more markdown dollars. They're now expecting their Q2 adjusted earnings per share to fall by 8 to 9%. Analysts currently rate the Walmart stock a strong buy with an average upside of 17%. General Motors made some battery supply chain announcements alongside their second quarter earnings. GM and LG Chem have signed an agreement for 950,000 tons of cathode material, which is enough to make roughly 5 million EVs and enough to support GM's goal of making 1 million EVs in North America in 2025. The U.S. Energy Department also intends to loan out $2.5 billion to Ultium Cells LLC, a joint venture between GM and LG Energy Solutions, which will help build 3 battery cell factories in Ohio, Tennessee, and Michigan. Analysts rate the GM stock a moderate buy with an average upside of 55%. Tesla announced an increased capital expenditure for the next couple of years. Capital expenditures are expected to range between $6 and $8 billion this year and each of the next 2. In a regulatory filing, they indicated plans to ramp up new products, including an iteration of the Megapack, their powerful storage battery. The EV giant also intends to ramp up manufacturing facilities in 3 continents as it works on new battery cell technologies. Analysts rate their stock a moderate buy with an average upside of 8%. And Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba said that they would be applying for a primary listing in Hong Kong. Their chief executive said that they were pursuing this listing in Hong Kong in the hopes of fostering a wider and more diversified investor base to share in Alibaba's growth in future, especially from China and other markets in Asia. They're expected to complete this listing before the end of 2022 and would become dual primary listed in Hong Kong and New York. Analysts currently rate the Alibaba stock a strong buy with an average upside of over 52%. Now moving over to notable earnings reports. The after hours is big for earnings today. We'll be hearing from giants such as Microsoft, Google, Visa, Chipotle Mexican Grill, and Enphase Energy to just name a few. Plenty of big names reporting in the pre-market this morning as well. We heard from General Electric, who came in well ahead of analyst expectations on earnings. They reported second quarter adjusted earnings of 78 cents per share, well ahead of the 37 cents expected. This was on sales of $17.9 billion, just ahead of the expectations of $17.8 billion. While GE did not cut future guidance, they did say that they're trending towards the bottom end of the range. Analysts currently rate the stock a moderate buy with an average upside of 36%. We also heard from Coca Cola. They also beat analyst expectations as sales volumes have recovered from the pandemic. They reported adjusted earnings of 70 cents versus the 67 cents expected by analysts on revenue of $11.3 billion ahead of the $10.56 billion expected. Their revenue grew 11.8% on a year-over-year basis. Analysts rate the Coca Cola stock a moderate buy with an average upside of nearly 13%. We also heard from United Parcel Service, or UPS. Their stock is down slightly in the pre-market despite posting earnings that came in ahead of analyst expectations. UPS reported second quarter earnings per share of $3.25, beating the estimates of $3.15 on sales of $24.8 billion, ahead of the estimates of $24.6 billion. Full year guidance was left unchanged. The stock is currently rated a moderate buy with an average upside of 13%. Falling short on earnings estimates was General Motors. They reported earnings per share of $1.14, falling short of the estimates of $1.31, and an operating profit of $2.3 billion, just shy of the $2.4 billion expected. GM didn't change their full-year operating profit guidance of $13 to $15 billion. And we also heard from 3M, who came in ahead of analyst expectations and announced that they'd be spinning off their healthcare business into a separate company. The new company will include products like their bandages, skin adhesives, oral aligners, air purifiers, and optical lenses. They announced adjusted earnings per share of $2.48, ahead of the estimates of $2.42 per share, on revenue of $8.7 billion, ahead of the estimates of $8.58 billion. Analysts currently rate the 3M stock a moderate sell with an average upside of 3.8%. Now let's take a look at which stocks are this morning's biggest gainers and losers. Our biggest gainers this morning are led by Shell Midstream after it was announced they came to an agreement to merge with Shell USA in a deal worth nearly $2 billion. Under the ticker SHLX, the stock is up over 10%. They're followed by Liberty Oilfield Services under the ticker LBRT, up nearly 10%, and Livent under LTHM, up nearly 7%. Our biggest losers this morning are led by BRFSA. They seem to be cooling off from previous growth. Under the ticker BRFS, the stock is down over 15%. They're followed by Shutterstock under the ticker SSTK, down over 13%, and Revolve Group under the ticker RVLV, down 9.75%. So that is going to be everything for Tuesday's pre-market morning update, getting you up to speed with what you need to know before that opening bell. If you made it to the end of today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and say good morning in the comments down below. I always appreciate hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic day.